Okay, let's get more of your news now. Here is News 13 morning anchor Elizabeth Alvarez. Elizabeth, you're going to show us some of the snow, aren't you?
Yes, some incredible video and pictures that have come into our newsroom through the night. Good morning to you. Good morning to you at home. The big story of the day, as Matt and Kristen have already mentioned, is the snowstorm that has hit the state. The Duke City was even blanketed with snow overnight. Check this out. The snow dumped a good amount of snow across Albuquerque. This is video from the Northeast Heights. Roads were left covered and slick until the plows came by and cleared the roads. And you know, though it is still very slick out there, while the roads just looked wet in some areas, there are slick areas, so you want to be sure to give yourself plenty of time to get where you need to go this morning. And take a look at the snow on I-25 and Broadway south of Albuquerque. There was a lot of snow out there overnight. You'll want to be careful as well. Here, this is an area which is the hill near Bobby Foster. Yeah, Bobby Foster. Around 2 o'clock in the morning, we got a lot of calls and reports that people were getting stuck and couldn't get their cars and trucks up the hill. By the time our news crew got there, drivers had figured out, you know, they just basically gave up on the interstate entirely and got off on Broadway and took the street instead. Probably that was a good idea. You can, of course, get the very latest on the road conditions all around the state by simply calling 511. You can also get more on our website, KRQE.com. We will also have the very latest on school delays and closures on our website. And be sure to keep it right here on News 13 for live reports from the roads and from our meteorologists all day long, who will be giving reports about this winter storm. Well, there are still an awful lot of questions about the Albuquerque police sergeant, who we now know investigators say ran a red light and hit and killed a young woman almost 2 weeks ago. A new report from Bernalillo County Sheriff deputies state that Sergeant Adam Casals had his lights on but not his sirens when he ran a red light at Paseo del Norte and Eagle Ranch on February 10th. He slammed into another SUV and killed Ashley Router and hurt her sister. Sources tell us that Casals was going 65 to 70 miles an hour when the speed limit was just 50. Plus, they tell us that his shift ended at 11 and the crash actually happened around 1:30. Sources tell us that he visited his wife at work earlier and when the crash happened, it happened between there and the couple's home. Casals is still at home recovering from this crash. One of many Albuquerque police shootings is now ruled unconstitutional. Iraq War veteran Kenneth Ellis was pointing a gun at his own head outside of a Northeast Heights convenience store back in 2010 when APD officer Brett Lamprias Tremba suddenly shot him. The City Independent Review officer ruled that he should have not fired, but the Citizen Review Commission ruled that the shooting was justified. At a hearing yesterday on a lawsuit filed by the Ellis family, a state judge ruled that Ellis posed no threat to anyone. The city released a statement saying that the officer thought there was an imminent threat and that it is disappointed in the judge's ruling. Former U.S. Senator PeteDomenici admits that he fathered a son outside his marriage, but isn't saying much else about it. He told the Albuquerque Journal that he had a son with GOP lobbyist Michelle Laxalt back in the late 1970s. The former senator says he kept his relationship a secret until recently, when he told his wife and kids, then released this statement to the Albuquerque Journal. It says, quote, "My past action has caused hurt and disappointment to my wife, children, family, and others. For that, I am solely responsible," end quote. The senator also says he hopes New Mexicans will think his accomplishments outweigh his mistakes. The State House unanimously passes the Breaking Bad bill yesterday, legislation aimed at bringing TV series to New Mexico. Right now, the state offers a 25% tax refund for certain film and TV productions. Well, this bill would increase the incentives to 30% for TV shows producing at least 6 episodes in New Mexico or film and TV projects that work at local film studios. The bill still needs to pass the Senate. And that wraps it up for a very busy Thursday morning. Be sure to watch Matt, Kristen, and myself every weekday morning on KRQE News 13 beginning at 4:30 a.m. All right, Matt and Kristen, I'm going to send it back to you.